Deep within the uncharted reaches of the North Atlantic, a veteran fish hunting vessel suddenly loses all communications.
Naval intelligence monitors the silent ship as it drifts aimlessly through a region known for extreme biological anomalies.
Heavy-duty steel cables designed for massive hauls have been severed by a force exceeding standard mechanical limits.
The primate on board exhibits extreme physiological distress, its primal instincts reacting to a predator of gargantuan proportions. Sonar arrays detect a biological mass so large it was initially mistaken for a tactical-class nuclear submarine.
A jagged dorsal fin emerges from the swells, marking the return of a species long thought extinct scientifically. The terrifying gaze of the prehistoric hunter fixes upon the vessel, sensing the vibrations of the panicked crew.
Structural integrity is compromised as the massive shark delivers a calculated strike against the ship's primary propulsion systems.
Thermal imaging confirms the presence of a cold-blooded organism measuring over 80 feet in total body length.
Desperation drives the animal to the highest point of the ship as the predator prepares for final impact. Massive jaws capable of crushing a tank grip the steel hull, dragging the entire vessel into the depths.
Seawater rushes into the lower decks while the terrified primate watches the lights flicker and then die out.
Military divers enter the kill zone, deploying high-intensity flares to track the movements of the ancient sea monster. Its eyes are adapted for the midnight zone, glowing with a bioluminescence that signals its dominance over darkness. Panic reaches its peak as the shadow of the prehistoric beast looms over the few remaining dry spaces.
A powerful tail strike creates a massive vortex, pulling the wreckage and its occupants into the cold sea.
Fighting for survival, the small animal reaches a piece of floating debris amidst the total destruction of vessel. The sheer scale of the predator's maw is revealed, a gaping void capable of consuming everything in sight.
In a daring rescue attempt, a recovery net is lowered just as the massive jaws break the surface. 50 tons of prehistoric muscle launch into the air, a display of power unseen for millions of years. Safe from the jaws below, the animal remains in a state of shock after witnessing the ultimate predator.
Tracking data indicates the Megalodon is moving toward populated coastal waters at a speed of 30 knots.
Command staff must now decide whether to engage the creature or attempt to steer it into deeper waters.
The physiological efficiency of this ancient hunter allows it to maintain high speeds for long periods of time.
The close-up images reveal scars from battles with other giant sea creatures, suggesting a hidden world of giants.
Its presence disrupts the entire ecosystem, as every living thing flees from the path of the apex hunter.
Biological data gathered from the animal's stress response provides insight into the pheromones released by the Megalodon. No creature in the modern ocean stands a chance against the sheer bite force of this prehistoric relic. As night descends, the predator becomes even more dangerous, utilizing its sensory pits to hunt in total darkness.
The full might of the Navy is deployed to intercept the creature before it reaches the continental shelf. The primate's gaze remains fixed on the sea, as if sensing the approach of its former aquatic tormentor. The massive size of the shark dwarfs standard vessels, presenting a unique challenge for traditional naval engagement tactics.
Explosive depth charges are used to create a sonic barrier, attempting to deter the shark from its course. The creature's thick hide and dense bone structure allow it to withstand pressures that would crush most submarines.
Each tooth is the size of a human hand, designed to grip and tear through the thickest blubber.
A full breach reveals the staggering weight of the organism, estimated at over 60 tons of pure muscle.
Vibrations from the creature's low-frequency vocalizations travel for miles, triggering a panic response in the captive animal. With tactical precision, the shark targets the ship's rudder, leaving the massive destroyer spinning helplessly in the water.
Small arms fire is useless against the shark, yet the desperate crew continues to defend their crippled vessel. Ballistic rounds lose their kinetic energy instantly in the water, posing no threat to the submerged prehistoric hunter. Retreating into the shadows, the Megalodon prepares for a vertical strike, its favorite method for killing large prey.
The proximity to major civilian centers forces the military to consider the use of experimental undersea weaponry.
This specialized torpedo carries a high-concentrate sedative designed to neutralize a biological target of this massive scale.
Even the animal seems captivated by the high-definition footage of the predator that nearly ended its life.
The shot is fired with surgical precision, targeting the soft tissue behind the shark's massive pectoral fin.
Acute lateral line sensors allow the Megalodon to detect pressure changes, helping it evade the incoming projectile.
The missed shot creates a massive cloud of silt, providing the perfect cover for the shark's counterattack.
Emerging from the debris, the predator launches an aggressive assault directly against the source of the attack.
Communication is lost as the creature destroys the external sensors, leaving the submarine crew blind and vulnerable. Crew members struggle to maintain control as the steel pressure hull groans under the shark's relentless biting. A single strike from the tail fin renders the submarine dead in the water, sinking toward bottom.
Stranded on the edge of the abyss, the crew can only wait as the predator circles above.
It views the submarine not as a machine, but as a rival predator that must be eliminated.
High-frequency acoustic lures are deployed to draw the creature away from the trapped submarine and its crew. The intense sound waves irritate the shark's sensitive hearing, successfully diverting its attention back toward the surface.
Scientists monitor the effectiveness of the acoustic deterrent as the giant dot moves toward the tactical trap.
The goal is not to kill, but to capture the specimen for study in a massive cage. Driven by an insatiable hunger, the Megalodon approaches the bait, unaware of the titanium trap awaiting it.
The trap is sprung, and for the first time in history, a living Megalodon is held captive.
Enraged by its confinement, the beast exerts thousands of pounds of force against the reinforced titanium bars.
The strength of the creature exceeds all engineering estimates, threatening to pull the entire ship underwater.
Physical limits are tested, as the prehistoric titan refuses to submit to the bonds of modern man. Internal structural failure occurs as the weight of the thrashing shark creates a massive center of gravity shift.
With a display of impossible bite force, the Megalodon snaps the bars and begins to squeeze through.
The escape is nearly complete as the creature utilizes its immense leverage to break free of confinement. Now fully enraged, the predator abandons its flight and initiates a direct assault on the crane ship.
A devastating blow to the waterline ensures the ship will sink, adding to the predator's growing list.
The animal observes the final moments of the vessel, perhaps understanding that the ocean belongs to one.
It remains in the area, a king surveying the ruins of those who dared to challenge it.
Facing a total naval defeat, the High Command authorizes the use of a lethal biological nerve agent.
The canister sinks rapidly, designed to release its payload only when it detects the shark's specific signature.
Curiosity proves to be a fatal flaw as the apex predator approaches the high-tech biological delivery system.
The toxin is absorbed instantly through the gills, attacking the creature's nervous system and slowing its movements.
For the first time, the ancient hunter shows signs of weakness, its massive body drifting toward the dark. A strange moment of empathy or recognition occurs as the primate watches its former captor finally fall.
The giant comes to rest in the eternal dark, seemingly defeated by the ingenuity of the modern.
Relief washes over the tactical team as they believe the reign of the Megalodon has finally ended.
The animal remains vigilant, its instincts sensing that the story of the prehistoric hunter is not over.
Biological resilience is a hallmark of this species, allowing it to process toxins faster than any mammal.
The creature is awakening, its prehistoric biology fighting back against the chemicals meant to destroy its life. Panic returns to the facility as the primate's screams signal the failure of the military's final solution.
It has mutated, the toxin reacting with its ancient DNA to create something even more formidable and...
Speed readings exceed 60 knots, a terrifying velocity for a creature of such immense mass and power.
The sheer displacement of water from its breach is enough to capsize small to medium-sized vessels.
Now a literal beacon of prehistoric rage, the creature is easily tracked, but impossible to stop effectively.
Drawn by an inexplicable connection, the primate watches as the red glow approaches the shallow coastal shelf.
The nightmare has reached the city, bringing the ancient world into a direct collision with modern civilization.
Terror grips the civilian population as they realize the ocean's greatest secret has finally come to shore.
Even the foundations of human engineering are no match for the raw power of the Megalodon's jaw.
The two survivors of the initial encounter meet again, separated only by a few feet of water.
A moment of silent recognition passes between the ancient beast and the primate that witnessed its return.
The military chooses to sacrifice the pier to ensure the destruction of the beast in shallow water.
Fire and water collide in a final attempt to erase the prehistoric anomaly from the modern world.
Silence returns to the harbor as the military searches for any sign of life in the water.
The small primate survives once again, a testament to the enduring will to live against all odds. But the red glow in the distance suggests that the Megalodon remains the true master of sea. Mankind is reminded that the depths hold secrets far older and more powerful than our greatest modern.